welcome back to Three Dads and a Console. Not all parents can stay up to date on the latest and greatest in video game news that you need to know about, so we're here to do that for you and break down all the news that just came out this week. A lot, actually. I'm one of your hosts, Waba Plays. Alongside, as always, it's Court. Court, hello.
Salutations.
I see you're wearing a PlayStation shirt. What does it mean?
Well, we're going to talk about PlayStation, so I figured last night I did a live stream on Xbox A where we told people the console warriors please just go away. Like, it's just a box.
Defend the wall.
Can't we all get along? Like, there's great games on PlayStation, there's great games on Xbox. Some prefer to play on, like myself, I prefer to play on Xbox, but I do play on PlayStation. I'm looking forward to Horizon. And I'm really looking forward to hearing what Spartacus is, because streaming services on consoles are awesome.
I'm Spartacus.
Let's be real.
Alongside of us is Spartacus, aka Pez. Hello, Pez.
Ladies and gentlemen, if we want to talk about defending the wall, I'm defending the big red wall. Go Nintendo.
Oh God,
Next.
no one. There's no defending that.
Can we all agree that we're all? Yeah, there's no console wars, but like Nintendo.
Yeah, seriously.
It's because Nintendo doesn't need to buy all these studios. They're
No,
good.
says the people that own. No, Nintendo doesn't care, dude. Nintendo in 5 years.
Nintendo doesn't care. I know.
You know what? But Nintendo in 5 years, Nintendo will just be a bunch of plinko machines and just be hanging out with Konami in the background. Be like, these guys are all crazy.
Court, that might be your worst take of all time.
Aww.
Fight.
It's not when I'm making a joke. It's not a take, but
that is a sub tier joke.
Because is it because it probably might happen?
I don't think it'll happen, but it would not shock me if it did.
We are also joined once again. This is actually Three Dads in a Lime. We're joined by Twitch's newest partner. It's King Lime.
Yo, thanks guys. Thanks for having me back. It's been a long time. I love all you guys, and all three of you are my favorite console. So,
aww,
we did it. We're the console in the name.
So what kind of if Waba was a console, what kind of console would he be?
The tallest.
I like this. I know Pez would be Nintendo.
Garbage.
Switch for sure. I think
yeah.
I think Waba would be like maybe a mixture of a PS5 with like a little bit of maybe a bit of Xbox Series X coming soon.
Oh,
it's like that rich taste.
Yeah, and then I got and then my man Court, he's definitely he's got to be a mix of both. He's half PS5, half Xbox Series X, half Batman, half superhuman.
Oh wow, Batman! I like the Batman part. Wob, I was gonna say Wob was like a PS1, but
I'd be a GameCube because
that's very good.
I'm niche. It's hard to find me, and
hold
You're
on,
a weeb.
I don't. You want that? You're the PlayStation Vita.
Yeah, you're the Vita.
You play games you can't tell your parents about.
Yeah, you're the current day Vita. You're just hidden in shame.
I'm hidden in shame, but still, still kicking.
And that's so right. then Lime, you'd be the PS5 because you're the king. So technically, right now they are the king, right?
Is that what it is? Is it?
Well, PS5 sold more for sure.
But is that because it's so hard to get?
So they've said that this generation, regardless of it's sold more. It's in the first couple months than any other generation. So imagine that they weren't hard to get.
Yeah,
think about this.
Yeah, that makes me wonder.
That's true.
Xbox right now, Xboxes are if you take what happens on Twitter when they go live, right? The Xboxes are selling faster than the PS5s, but I think that's because all the people that have already got a PS5 was their first choice. They're now buying an Xbox because they're like, well, I can go get this Call of Duty or whatever. It's going to be there, and I got Game Pass. I might as well just get an Xbox and get Game Pass. I've already got my PS5. I truly believe that this will be the first generation ever where majority of people have both consoles. Usually you have people that have both consoles. People already have a Switch. That was last gen. Sorry, Switch, but you are last gen.
Yeah,
the people that bought a PS5 first because they were PlayStation, they're definitely buying these Xboxes. Like the amount of people I know that have both consoles is crazy, and that never happens. It's
I
usually
think
just got one. I've got
La-
2 Series X's.
That's so many.
It's a flex right there.
Series
Yeah.
XI right there.
2 Series X's.
That's X
Yes.
squared.
Hey.
Well, I had an S, so I have my office here that I do Xbox A in. The monitor set up.
Hey.
Oh, you didn't know about that?
That's gold.
It's
Sorry.
funny if you
Yep.
have to explain it to Americans though, because it's
Oh,
not
that's
Norman
funny.
nomenclature.
So yes, I have a daily Xbox news show that is on live on YouTube. Not live, sorry, that I do on YouTube with a very good friend of mine, Matt.
What up, man?
And I had a Series S up here so that I could play games when I actually do my day job as well.
Right.
So when I'm on lunch, and I had the X downstairs, and then Matt was at a GameStop and was able to get me another X. So I sold him my S, paid the difference. So now I have 2
Nice.
X's.
Killing it.
Well,
Yeah,
you might as well.
That's a good play. That's
Chat
a
said
good
if you
play
get a-
for sure. Yeah, I like that.
Chat said if you get a third X, you can be at Court Lalonde XXX.
Ooh, honestly, I should
Hey.
do that.
I
Dude,
like
just so I
$300
can-
bucks for the name. You're losing
I
money
like it.
not doing that.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
think
so
the marketing behind that.
Lime, you need to like go on YouTube right now, find Xbox A, sub, and like help
Done.
the algorithm.
Done.
I appreciate it
Done.
because it
Working
costs
on it
0
right-
pennies. Hey, everybody
Working on it
listening
right
or
now.
watching live,
As long
it's
as
zero,
I think
0
you need
pennies.
to do a photo shoot where you have one in the front, one in the back, and you're holding it. Yeah.
And if you're not here at our YouTube, you,
know?
just missed that prime demonstration
Prime.
of
and
how
then,
you were made.
and then perfect. You're right on it. The marketing behind that.
Oh my god, the show got derailed in seconds. I
Through
love
the
it.
That's what we do
roof.
best, baby. Let's go.
I love when Lime's here.
Hey.
Again, for those of you who Lime was here before. We had a very excellent episode. And we're not going to go into too much detail because if you don't know him, go watch his Twitch. He's amazing. But Lime, can you give folks, if they don't know you for whatever reason, just a quick who are you? And I know you've had some big accomplishments recently, so I'd like you to kind of go into that too.
Well,
Yeah,
Waba is not dreamy. Hold on, someone in the chat.
No.
said Waba's
No.
dreamy.
I said Lime is a Dreamcast because he's so
Oh.
dreamy.
Okay. Whoa.
Oh, okay, fair.
Ooh.
I last time I was here, it was funny. I just signed with the Anaheim Ducks, and I wasn't able to tell you guys. And I was like saying how I wish this would have happened a week later, and then I was able to announce that. So, it's King Lime. I'm partnered with the Anaheim Ducks for streaming. I do their esports. We obviously just signed Hidden Potential with Anaheim Ducks Gaming, so they will be playing for EA SHL under Anaheim Ducks Gaming. I do the Washington Capitals broadcasts for their esports every Sunday in Europe and in North America. I do the casting for NHL Gamer for their pro ECL esports league for north of $20,000 over there, and then I like to do the leagues as well. So I've got multiple other leagues that I do just for the people not in esports, because I feel that they should have the same experience, whether your skill level is at the very, very top or your skill level is at the very, very bottom. You should still be able to enjoy the show, you know what I mean? So like I do VG CNC leagues. I've just recently partnered my own West League with League Gaming. So now our West League is on the biggest gaming website in North America. And yeah, that's me in a nutshell right there. Sorry to drag it on for so long.
But no, dude, you're killing it.
I know, right?
When do you have
I mean, the
time
last
to
time
do
you were on, you weren't
anything
involved
else?
in all that.
No. It's been 18 months since the first time I pressed live, and somebody that is below me on this screen, but Waba actually was able to. I first got affiliate. This guy came out and reached out to me, was able to make some emotes for me, and I just saw a really negative side of Twitch when I first came, and then I saw Waba. And I was like, I want to be like that for everybody else. I want to have a community that plays hockey, loves hockey, and I want to give back to them and grow it and make something special out of it. Because when I first came onto Twitch, it was a very negative experience. And coming on here and meeting you guys and doing the show with you guys very early in my career and stuff like that, it was just very refreshing because it was super negative when I first came on. So I do have to thank all you guys, because you guys definitely showed me the correct way to do it. You know, because there's two ways to do it. You can go in and be toxic and be rude to everybody and get views that way, or you can be nice and grow something and build something and do it that way. And I think that was the proper way to do it. So, you know, thank you guys. And it's been a lot of fun. And it's been a long, short road, per se.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm glad things are looking up, and it's nice to kind of get an update on you as well for the folks. So, yeah.
And if you guys didn't know, Waba's he's in Adventure Island right now. So
yeah,
soon he'll be riding around with a skateboard like a little caveman, throwing his
hammers.
background.
I'm in Peppa Pig land right now.
I like it though.
Yeah, well, it's
Fun.
much better
It
than a
literally looks
treadmill.
like Apez. It looks like Adventure Island. Like you
It
can just
does.
see the guy with the skateboard just
Yep. Popping over the rocks and like
I was thinking,
that game's
What's that?
amazing. I want to play that game now.
That game
It's
is
on my
so
Super
hard.
NES. I'm gonna
It's
play
so
it.
hard.
what's that other one? It's like a Patapon.
Patapon. Jesus.
Patapon.
I never played it.
Is that a
even though it's on
Destiny
Vita.
cup or is it just like
No, it's just a cup with arrows on it.
it looks like the Destiny thing? How convenient.
That's because Sony bought 3 dads and a console.
Speaking of Sony, speaking of Sony buying
Nice
stuff,
play.
Pez.
I was
Thank you.
trying with the Destiny thing. I was
Yeah,
trying here.
I know Court was going for the layup. Pez got the spike. PlayStation made a big acquisition of their own. Not to be outdone or to be outdone, that's your own opinion, but Microsoft goes and buys Activision Blizzard, and Sony says, you know what? We're going to go buy Bungie. It was like $6 billion?
No, it was like
3.6?
3.6.
3.6 billion.
I knew there was a 6 in there. Half of
Fair
6 billion, 3.6 billion, and they are still going to run as an independent studio.
Yes.
So it's not going to
part
be
of-
like a pure first party.
Yeah. It's weird.
It's very weird, and they're basically like giving them still like creative freedom, and they want to improve their like multiplayer aspect of their games, which I don't know what that means because I don't play that. But if you like Destiny, hopefully
game.
you're on
Very good game.
PlayStation. I don't. They also, the weird thing is they made Halo and then
Yeah, that's
So
they're
yeah,
the group that made Halo, and then they got bought
Left.
by Microsoft, and then they split from Microsoft, and now they got bought by Sony.
So Microsoft made a lot of bad decisions back in the day, and this is
True.
one of them. And this is coming back to bite them, and it is what it is. It's just like when they closed down Lionhead Studios. That was yikes. Wow. And Phil Spencer even during that documentary, if you listen, he mentions Bungie and he mentions Lionhead as mistakes. So the one thing I do love about this for PlayStation is it gives them their Fortnite, and they've been saying that. Jim Ryan's been saying all the right things. That PlayStation went from last year being not about the consumer. They did really badly when Jim Ryan's the way he was talking was kind of bad, to now he's saying PlayStation wants to be multi-plat, and what I think that means is they want to be on PC day and date with their new games, which is great for someone like Pez or myself. We both have a PC, but the fact that Bungie is not part of the PlayStation Studios, but it is a PlayStation company. So I have a funny feeling in Destiny, which you could see they could have their own Fortnite out of here. You can,
that'd be crazy.
Halo can be in Destiny now. All the characters can be in Destiny now, so that if you're playing Destiny, you can still play it on your Xbox. You can still play it on your PC. You cannot play it on Switch because good games don't run on it. But you could be playing with cross with other consoles, but you can't be Halo unless you're on PlayStation. Like that's what I think they can do with this, and that's the same thing I think that Xbox can do with Call of Duty, where they can make Warzone their thing, and everybody can play Warzone for free. But on Xbox, you can be Master Chief, you can be, Psycho, you can be Raz from Psychonauts, you could be anybody, but only Xbox characters, and only on Xbox.
Well, and I think there's two things. One is the Destiny team at Bungie, right? Because that's all they do right now is Destiny. At some point, Bungie's going to come in and going to want to do something else. I think that something else is going to be Xbox exclusive. I mean, PlayStation exclusive. But also, if Sony was smart, which I think they are, they whatever the next Destiny thing is, right? Whether it's Destiny 3 or whether it's like Destiny the Shattered Cauldron or whatever it's called, right? Like that could be on Spartacus for nothing. Like that could be part of that like Game Pass day and date thing that Xbox does. And then if you have it on PC, if you have it on Xbox, you're paying your $30, entry fee to get in. So
but I think you're bang on. I think that's what they're going to do with Call of Duty on Xbox too. It's free on Xbox. It costs money on PlayStation. You have 70% of your user base on both Destiny and Call of Duty is on PlayStation. But I will say this: they have released a statement. They said all future projects moving forward, regardless, not just Destiny, if they make new IPs, it will not be console exclusive for Bungie. They said this. Yeah.
So does that mean Halo can or will come to PlayStation, or is that not possible because the owners
is
not?
Microsoft. 343
Right.
Industries now makes Halo, but
Okay.
yes, trust me, a lot of people were jumping to that conclusion. So don't.
That was the first thing I said to Court. I was like, Halo question mark? Like what?
It's just like Crash and Spyro now are Xbox things, and Waba's still having a hard time with this. Just let everybody know.
I told you guys the only one I care about is Sega, but if that happens, I'm leaking my stream key if PlayStation buys them. But like it's weird because it's like
if anyone buys them, honestly.
That's if Nintendo buys them, you've blown up the Switch.
Wait, did you see Jeff Keighley's tweet?
Yeah,
he said
they're not done yet.
Yeah, they're not done yet. Mind you, someone else countered that tweet that pretty smart guy himself, and he's not wrong. No one saw these other two, and now all of a sudden everybody's like, "Oh, no one's done." And also, I've looked into this. The people that say that Microsoft can't buy anybody because they have their commitment with Activision Blizzard, that is not true. That doesn't make any sense. That's not how business works.
Yeah, imagine thinking that. I mean, Microsoft's not hinging on the success of Bing. Come on now.
They can still go buy anybody else. That's not how it works. They have 50
putting that
billion.
in the contract.
Yeah.
Well, no, someone was like, "Oh, because they have their it's going through clarification and all that on the Activision Blizzard is not done till April. They can't buy anybody else." I'm like, that is not true at all. If I'm, if we're putting our hats on, I'll ask everybody here. Pick a PlayStation or Xbox, doesn't matter, and then pick the one that you think they might be buying. If Jeff Keighley's right, I think the tea leaves say Ubisoft is going to be Xbox. They announced Ubisoft Plus, and then nothing happened. It's still not on the Xbox. They didn't give you a date. It's too many coincidences. And if you look in the Xbox store for the last little bit, anytime they did a huge Ubisoft sale, and then Ubisoft Plus is coming, they did a huge Activision Blizzard sale right before the holidays, and then they bought them. And then PlayStation, I'll let you guys get that's my conspiracy hat that Ubisoft will be an Xbox property.
Lem, what do you think? Who do you think would be the next purchase for each company?
I honestly, I think I gotta stick with Court on the Ubisoft thing because like there's too many coincidences, like you're saying, like with sales and purchases afterwards, and I kind of want that to happen, so I'm kind of wishing it into fruition, I think. But what about you, Pez?
Love that energy.
Can I get a little chaotic with it? Sony
I hope so.
buying Electronic Arts.
Yeah!
Oh my god, that would be awesome.
Yep.
When Waba gets his NHL, he gets his NHL 23 for Xbox, and then boom,
now
exclusive to Sony.
I'm gonna ask you a question.
Yes.
Buying EA, do you think that comes with the licensing to these sports games, or are you just buying the studios?
I think it comes with the licensing to NFL. NHL doesn't have a license.
They're losing FIFA.
They already lost FIFA.
They lost
so
FIFA.
That's why I'm like, that chaos. I don't think that chaos happens without FIFA.
And NBA is what Take-Two. So the only thing they have is Madden.
Yeah.
And I guess whatever they have signed for the college game, but we don't really know much about that.
What about cricket?
Cricket 19, what a banger.
They have they also
cricket. I'm into that.
They
started
just
cricket
said
league.
In their earnings call, EA said we're not about being acquired, we're about acquiring. So there's the rumor that EA is going to buy Take-Two.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, that would be a nightmare and a half. That would be horrible for everybody. Should that happen.
But
I don't know about that. It'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I think. Well, for Waba it would be. Waba's like secretly is like this is the
I'm
greatest thing ever.
extremely selfish about all this.
Well, because
Sue me.
if you're EA, you want basketball, and you get basketball back by doing that.
Yeah, because NBA Live or whatever they keep trying to put out is trash.
These are facts.
The NBA 2K game, like I'm not a basketball fan in any way, shape, or form, and I played, I think it was like 2K21, and I have never enjoyed a Be a Pro so much in my existence of time. Like I was always playing NHL. Like NHL was my main game, right? So the Be a Pros were just like, yeah, menus and more menus. Like this is the first year they actually finally did something with it, right? And I still haven't played it because I played 2K, and like you're hanging out with like rappers and superstars and like in
Yeah,
your own
it's
neighborhood
legit.
and have your own home, and you're like, it is the most amazing thing I've ever played. Like it's honestly hats off to them. Phenomenal.
That's awesome.
It's legit. But think if like EA had control over Red Dead Redemption, right? Or
Oh
like
no! Please
Grand
don't say
Theft
things like
Auto,
that.
right? Or
If
like
EA has control over anything, the games suck unless Respawn's doing it.
like
No offense, Waba.
you know that they're not bringing back like Bully, which someone please make Bully 3, please.
Seriously.
Manhunt or I'm Bully 2, sorry. Manhunt or like any of those defunct Rockstar games, like it's not happening. If they can't monetize it, it's not happening.
Yeah, Manhunt would never happen because it's like, what is it, AO or whatever? What are the extreme
It's AO.
You can't sell it to
AO.
Bobby.
So Waba.
Yep.
Who would be your, if PlayStation's buying someone else, no one saw Bungie coming, no one saw Activision Blizzard coming.
It
Who's
has
PlayStation buying?
I know I said it earlier. It has to be Sega. Like it's Sega. It makes so much sense.
It makes a ton of sense.
It does.
It's unreal.
It 100% does.
Like they have been so like buddy with them. Like the fact that like Persona like 5 like ended up on like a multiplayer. Like I'm glad because I want more people to play it. But like that was unusual. Like was it 4 was originally on PlayStation 2. Golden was only on Vita, and then they finally released it for like Steam, which good. And that's just like Persona. Like yeah, that's not including like like Yakuza, which is like traditionally like that's PlayStation.
But it was all over Game Pass.
But
mind you, I tried it. Not my thing. But,
it's very tough to get into. There's so
they're fun. They look great. Yeah,
it's super story. Like there was actually one. I love Yakuza 4. That's the only one I played because I saw in a Kotaku article the new ramen house scene, where this dude basically is like waiting for backup. It's not a spoiler. It's just the game is 58 days to beat. He goes in, he's waiting for his backup. He goes to a boss in like the ramen store, and he goes and he gets like 3 guns, one in his mouth, 2, and he just starts basically like, destroying all these people coming in. It's really cool. Look up Yakuza 4 Noodle House scene. I got my car and then I went to GameStop and I bought the game, and it was so good. Anyway, I mean these are the games that like these are Western games. Like again, I know you have Sonic and he's got to go fast and all that, but like
Sonic.
Yeah, Sonic, he's got to go fast. It makes so much sense. And if they did that, like one, I would be thrilled. Like it would, all these games, like Catherine's, like Atlas too. Atlas is so effing weird.
Dude,
and a lot of the games I feel like do well here in a very niche. They don't have a lot of like huge appeal. And yeah, I don't know. It's good. And there's one other. I think NIS is also up for grabs by Sony, which is they do a lot of like Japanese localization games. So if they can something with like one of those like publishers work out a deal, I think that would be big too.
Dude, so you just be happy as long as you got Persona, because obviously we're also talking about the fact that Spartacus is coming, and I don't think Sony's putting day and date, but I truly feel 6 months down the road you get their brand new games on their console on that service. It makes sense. Otherwise, what's the point of it? It's just like if they do backwards compat and it's streaming only, then Spartacus is dead in the water.
I mean, I don't play enough games to like a lot of this like doesn't impact me. Like I don't mind paying for my games because I buy like 5 a year. So it's like it's not like a huge thing. Like I'm not like trying to try everything. I'm very attuned and I know what I like. I take some risks, but like usually I like do a lot of research before. I'll wait till they go on sale.
It's almost like if you just had Game Pass, you wouldn't have to do that. You can play whatever you want.
It's almost like there's a service out there that would be perfect for that type of game.
It's just, like he's like, I do all this research. I'm like, or you could just get Game Pass and just play whatever's there. Like right now, I just finished Shadows of the Tomb Raider, and I'm like, hey, you know what? I've never played Hellblade, so I'm gonna play that, and then after that, I'm gonna play Hitman, because I can.
Blade.
Yeah, I'm loving it. By the way,
Play
I
with
started it today.
headphones. Only.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I did.
But I mean, when I saw the Bungie news, like I wasn't like excited. Like I don't like Destiny. Not that it's not good. I don't like those like looter shooters anymore. I tried Borderlands back in the day. I think this is a little
Not a
more like
looter
in-depth.
shooter.
Me
What
and
is it?
you are very
It's more of
similar,
a first
Wabba.
person shooter with a looting aspect.
You know what?
Wait,
What's the
you know what-
difference?
Wabba.
It's not a looter shooter. It's a shooter looter. You nerd. Oh, I'm the jerk. I'm wrong.
Boom. I'll tell you why this is
Roasted.
important. You want to know why this is important?
Because
Because
it's not a good game.
sure.
Jeez.
Because Microsoft came to basically put their nuts on the table and was like, we have Call of Duty, right? The biggest first person shooter of all time. And everyone's like, well, Sony doesn't have anything. Maybe they'll bring back Killzone. Maybe they'll bring back, whatever. But they were like, yeah, we're just going to get one of the best first person shooters that is on the market right now. Because whether you like Destiny or not, mechanically it is the best first person shooter on
It's
the market.
fantastic.
That's fair.
That game.
And I went to make a
but
take
but-
about concurrent playership, and it's going up. So there goes
Let's
my
be
take.
real though. Both these deals were in the works for months.
Yeah.
Of course they were. Then like Sony didn't see Activision Blizzard get bought by Microsoft, and they woke up one day and was like, we need to buy Bungie. Like they just threw a dart at the dartboard and it hit Bungie. Like this is a move that they wanted to make, right?
Well, if you look,
And-
I think it was somebody tweeted not too long ago, like months ago, sorry, that like Bungie was talking to Sony and Microsoft to be purchased. And then Bungie replied back with like, not true or whatever. Well, guess what? Ice cold take on that one. It was definitely true.
Yeah.
Send it to Old Takes Exposed
Yeah.
happening.
When you hear
But,
stuff like that, you know something's floating in the water for sure.
So Lime, you said that you're with Waba. You play dweeb games?
No, he's not that far. in.
No, I just have the same like take as him, and where I only play like 5 games a year, and like I'm not really diving into solo player games because I just have other things going on. So like when I do play, I'm gonna jump in and play NHL with the boys, or I'm gonna jump into like Forza, which I'd never played before in my life and touched
So
it for the
good.
first time, and I have
God.
oh my word.
It
I don't
is
play
very
solo
good.
player games, and oh my word. My girl was coming down, and I was down here for like 9 hours on my day off, and she was like, have you been working? And I was like, no, I'm playing Forza. It's amazing. She's just like, so that's me, right? So like I dive into things and I hit them hard, and I know what I like, and like I like racing, I like sports, so I'm with Waba like that. I tried Game Pass, but I just like got stuck going to the old faithfuls and stuff that I already had, so it's tough for me. But like I totally get, like, for somebody who used to be all over the place with games and buy way too many games, I wish Game Pass was around when I was a kid, because
Yes.
I would have, oh man, I would have I would have never talked to my parents. Like I would have just like it's all I would have done. So like
I wish my kid was older.
yeah, exactly. So
Here's Game Pass.
and here's your Game Pass. Enjoy.
Oh, that's a
but
tweet.
yeah,
Is the new
Yeah.
babysitter Game Pass.
that's it.
So I know you talked a little bit about Forza. It's not on the list, but I thought I could bring it up. There was a state of play schedule today for PlayStation, since we're kind of on the topic of PlayStation and a little bit of racing. And the state of play, they said it was going to be Gran Turismo.
They didn't lie.
Everybody, I think a lot of people, including myself, said, "Oh, that can't be it."
Yeah, me too.
And it was literally Gran Turismo. And they even were under the Gran Turismo section, not like media, so like events. And they just showed half an hour of Gran Turismo, and that was it. Cool beans. Do you guys care? I mean, I know a lot of Forza fans here. Do you guys have thoughts on Gran Turismo? Do you think it was a good idea to like do a half-hour event when like all this stuff is happening and just showcase one game that's not for, I would say, not for everyone?
Well, if
Like,
they're doing
what's the idea?
Ghostwire Tokyo tomorrow, I am not. Forza is different. Forza is an open world racing RPG. That's what it is. Racing. It's not. I wouldn't call it a racing sim. It's definitely an RPG because you can upgrade the cars. You're unlocking things, and it's open world. I think Gran Turismo and Forza Motorsports are very similar. They're racing sims.
Mhm.
That's just not my cup of tea. That's all I'm gonna say.
I am a racing game person, and I hate Gran Turismo.
Oh, so why is I don't know a lot about the game, but
I
is it
liked Need for Speed growing up. Like I like that type of stuff. This whole going around a track thing, like nah, dude. No, no. Okay, no. Stop what you're doing
Well,
now. Put me
No.
on a road, and and let me use those track cars on the road. Yes, but like I'm not big on, and I don't know. I'm not the tuning type of guy either. Where like I know that's part of the thing. Like I know it is in. Am I saying it wrong? Is it Forza?
it's Forza. Yeah.
it's Italian, and well, I was gonna say
Okay.
this is America.
I'm
and
Say
they
it.
have
Western
it
Say it
on-
like
Canadian,
this.
so I call it Forza because I'm from BC. But yeah, I don't tune my cars and stuff, right? Like I want to jump into a Lamborghini and I want to rip, like, and that's just what it is, right?
Fair.
So, and that's the two types of racing people. So, like, not only are you getting away from showing 30 minutes of that is a bad choice because not only are you getting away from the non-racing people, you're getting away from half of the racing community that doesn't even enjoy your game. So, like, I'm sorry, but like that's the reality.
Good answer, Steve.
And I'm gonna say this now, and I'll get jumped on, but it didn't look as good as Forza. Sorry, Forza looked better.
Well,
I looked at it, I watched it. People were like, "Oh, look at this! Look, it's in a coffee shop," and blah blah blah. I'm like, "Yeah, but," and people, and then someone was like, "Well, it's a different game." I'm like, "Okay, well, Forza Motorsport 7 is gonna come out this year in November. We all know Xbox is gonna drop it. We day and date on Game Pass, and we'll see which one's better." Like, I personally don't care. I
Mhm.
really don't. But for me, I look at Forza Horizon. I'm like, that's a game I'll play. I look at Gran Turismo. I'm like, that's not a game I'll play. It's not for me. It's just not for me.
So is Forza the new Forza that comes out? Sorry, because I don't know. Is
Yes,
that going to be the same
Motorsport.
as Horizon?
No, so it'll be Forza. So there's Forza Horizon, which is the one that we all played and thought was
Okay,
wow.
sick.
Like even Pez
Right.
was like, he DM'd me and he was like, dude, this game. I'm like, I know. Like I'm not a racing game guy, but Forza got me. Forza Motorsports is like racing sim.
Okay, so it's track.
Yeah,
I
it's
bet.
it's like aerodynamics and all that
Yeah.
whoopity woo wah, and there's no having fun and going off jumps. That doesn't exist. Going through the jungle,
Right.
going off the desert. Nope.
Right.
It's like stick to the
Okay.
track and do things. No, that's
Right.
not me. I'm out.
And then there's Forza Horizon Zero Dawn, which is coming out on PlayStation.
boom. Well, and if you look
Wow.
at the Gran Turismo sales numbers, I pulled them up while you guys were talking. They've declined every single year. Like every time a Gran Turismo has come out. So Gran Turismo 4 came out, sold 17 million units. Gran Turismo 5 came out, sold like 17.3 million. Gran Turismo 6 came out and sold 13 million. So it's going down. It's losing its
Yeah, but
popularity.
isn't that the one that came at the end of the PlayStation
Yeah,
4's life
I
cycle?
remember that.
So one came out in
Mind you, you know what? I shouldn't say that because
No,
if we've
because
learned anything about this gen, coming out at the end of a life cycle doesn't mean squat.
Gran
Mhm.
Turismo 6 came out for the PS3. Gran
Ooh.
Turismo Sport came out for the PS4. And those are lumped together. So 6 and Sport are 13 million.
So two games sold 13. Wow.
Yeah. I just
Yikes.
I don't know. I feel like it's a mistake because if you're Sony, in what 2 weeks, a week or so, like your biggest game of the year is going to drop, right? Why are you pulling all your attention away from that for Gran Turismo of all?
But you also could be Sony, and this is just spitballing here. I think Xbox has shown this generation how to market perfectly. Every week on Monday or Tuesday, Xbox drops of coming soon to Game Pass. It's honestly, think how good the marketing is. For the whole week, unless something else happens, all anybody talks about is either Xbox, like the conversation is Xbox sucks because Game Pass, even though like PlayStation's literally about to do the same thing. Um, or it's, oh my God, look at all the games coming to Game Pass. Like, we're about to talk about something. Speaking of Game Pass, Xbox
Good.
2 days ago announced, while the day right before the whole Bungie thing gets announced, and still was in the news for the day from announcing it, MLB The Show 22 is day and date on Game Pass. Again, a Sony San Diego first
Makes
party
no
studio
sense.
is day and date because Waba, the publisher, so I had to look this all up. The publisher, Sony makes the game, the publisher is MLB. The publisher gets to decide where the game is. And that was the whole deal. If Sony wanted to continue to make this game, Major League Baseball said that everybody gets it. It's also on Switch.
Sure is.
and it is
Okay,
day in
I'll give my
that
I'll give
will
my opinion.
let's be all real. It's probably going to be like Resident Evil. I have a funny feeling the MLB The Show won't be. It'll be one of those ones you play in the cloud.
It's gonna come with a
Mm.
bat extension, and you have to actually swing. It's gonna be motion controls with those little dongles.
Yo, like the
Imagine? Oh my
Gretzky
God.
game back in the day.
Yeah,
Oh,
Wii Sports
Imagine?
throwback.
So
Mm.
what do you as a person who loves MLB The Show, and the fact that now I'm on an Xbox and I can play MLB The Show day and date, does that move the needle for we're all sports gaming players here? The fact that MLB The Show is once again day and date on Xbox.
Crazy. A lot of people are excited, but I've never played a show, even when it was like free on
My
PlayStation.
God, they're so
Me
good. They're like Forza.
neither.
I know, well,
Oh,
but here's the
man.
thing: everybody was playing it yet because everyone's like, "Oh, I'm tired of NHL," and that happens in the summer, unless you're like involved or just
Mhm.
bad at games like me.
These are facts.
I mean, involved like Lime, bad at games like me.
Thank
But
you for differentiating who is who.
I just didn't want him to. I didn't want to slight the guest. But it looks very good, and I saw a lot of good feedback, and a lot of people are like, "Hey, why don't you implement this in the game? You know, this game that I like." So like, I like it from that perspective. Not to mention, like, I don't love. I think baseball is fine. I'm a bandwagon fan, but Shohei Otani is that's his. I'm
Hold on.
doing this correctly.
First off,
He's
for the
so
very first time,
cool.
Pez, can we give him a medal?
Yes,
He just said a name
he
correctly.
said it correctly.
Yeah, because it's Japanese.
Ye-
Dude, I
Fair
don't. I
point.
watch anime
Also
without
fair.
subtitles. I'm
Also
so
fair.
Also,
degenerate.
Jesus.
Well done.
Well
Yo,
done,
you think I'm
Waba.
gonna watch it dubbed, like some savage? No,
Mm.
gonna watch it subtitled, like America intended.
Honestly, I'm gonna bring out hockey cards one episode, and I'm just gonna pull them
Don't
out
do
and
that.
have
Don't.
them
I
sit
can't.
down.
I can
It's
pronounce
happening.
Japanese. I can't pronounce Russian.
You can do that, and the only one he's gonna know is Kayla Yamamoto. Like, oh yeah, I know
Dude,
this guy.
I had like two player shirts. I had one was Euclid, and I had one which was oh God, why I can't pronounce his name? He was a
Mm.
closer.
Applebon?
No, the
Keith
Japanese
Folk?
one.
Matsuzaka?
Folk.
Oh,
No,
I'm
Was
gonna
it
have to look it up.
Uehara.
It might have been Uehara.
So many. Like, I love the dice game. There's a setup guide too. Oh God, Pez is looking up. Anyway, like,
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
know.
gonna
I
look
think
it
that
up. Oh,
Japanese
Koji,
players
yeah,
are red.
Koji Uehara.
yeah,
You
Uehara.
had
So,
a shirt of it, and you can't figure it out.
dude, it was a million years. It was a million years ago. I haven't watched them since. I don't even know
You're
who's on the
not
team.
okay.
So
You're not that old,
long
man.
ago.
Jesus.
Ortiz retired, and I said, you know what, me too. But this game looks cool. Not to the point where the
Wow.
cover and
Did
everything
you
they say
also
like
do
how
the steroids, Waba? Just like
Yeah, right.
Ortiz did.
well, I like how they say Otani's like super into like anime and manga, and like this whole trailer is like him like in a manga, and I'm like desperately trying to find where I can buy this book, and I don't think it actually exists.
No, I don't
Kind of
think it does.
disappointed.
Dude, have you seen the alternate cover for it? It looks dope.
Dude, he looks
So-
like Goku. I love it.
So Lime, my homework for you is play it, because I
Show.
also I'm telling you right now, you said you hopped into Forza and it was like awesome. You play the show
But-
and then you're gonna be like, hold on,
but
you'll
hold
play
on.
it, and then you're gonna be like, okay, NHL needs to do this.
Okay,
Like,
I have
they're-
already watched it, and I think that.
Yeah, like it's
So,
fun to play.
Yeah,
Just as
but-
someone here who plays on easy, you can also buy those shirts on Xbox. Hey, I play on easy. You play it on easy and it's fun. You play it on hard, it's impossible. What? I have to sell
yeah,
things, Pez. I gotta hawk my merch.
I agree with that for sure. But I grew up in Western Canada where it was just like baseball was just non-existent, and then I didn't really enjoy baseball, and then I went to my very first St. Louis Cardinals game, the only game I've ever been to, and I actually love baseball, but it's just so slow. Like I just
Agreed. It's painful.
That's the problem with me.
It's
Even in the
painful.
game, like even watching it, it's like he's standing there for so long. Like I'm a racing hockey, type of speed type of guy, right? And then you get me into baseball, and I'm just like, I don't know, but I'll try it. I can get it on. Where can I find that?
Game
on
Pass
Game
for
Pass.
Game
free.
Right.
Pass. Xbox
Yeah, I
Game
do.
Pass.
I'm
Day
just
and
getting.
date.
I was getting Court to say it again.
Xbox Game Pass. Hey, honestly, analytics wise, if you're doing a thing on YouTube, just put the words Xbox Game Pass. Watch how quickly your stuff
yeah.
gets searched
Yep.
by YouTube. Just like, all right, we
I'm
like
gonna
that
put
too.
that on my PlayStation 5 NHL pack openings.
Do it.
Dude, seriously,
Exclamation
you
or
could be
hashtag
put.
Games Pass.
Why not?
Why don't we do that with our Pez? Make that the title. Hashtag Game Xbox Games Pass.
I just learned about it today.
It's I look at a lot of SEO stuff, and the words Xbox Game Pass, PlayStation does well, but the words Xbox Game Pass is like, wow.
That's
Watch how
really
many
hitting the
creators put the
algorithm.
words Xbox Game Pass and then whatever they're talking about. But because
There you
it's
go.
always like, there's 2 new IPs coming out for Xbox. Guess what? They're coming to Game Pass. It's easy to say 2 new IPs for Xbox Game Pass, because when you're playing on an Xbox, if there's a new game coming by one of their studios, it's coming to Game Pass. Like, you don't even have to worry. It's like, hey, Xbox got a new Call of Duty. Oh, it's just on Game Pass. I'll just play it there. I don't gotta buy whatever version of Call of Duty Cold War. It's on Game Pass now.
Can I give a
Great,
take about
great.
how this is coming out? And I don't know. So one of the things about sports games I like, and they are definitely showing this, is like the digital editions. You get all the goodies. So us in sports game, it's all packs and these choice packs and gold choice. I
Right.
don't even know what these things mean. And stubs.
Stubs is the currency.
Yeah. So stubs I know is a big deal, but like, so let's say I get it on Games Pass. Like now, like, do you get that stuff? Do you have to buy
Okay.
it? Do you have to buy like the full
Okay.
version?
What are you talking about?
It's
Like-
very. So let's say I get it on Game Pass and it's day and date, whatever.
Okay.
Free. Cool.
It's a standard
But
version.
let's say
Free.
I
You're still
want-
paying for Game Pass.
Okay, I know, but like, let's say I want all that stuff, but I have
What
Game
stuff?
Pass.
What
Hold
stuff?
on, hold on,
No, the
Wobba,
pre-order
real
bonus
quick.
stuff.
Okay,
When
so
yeah, there you go. Hit it.
Xbox first party studios, you can get them. So for Forza, for example, they had a deluxe edition because they had 20 million people playing the game. They actually sold like a 12 or 11 million copies, which is still crazy considering you could just play it on Game Pass. If you wanted the deluxe edition, it was $6.99 because you already had Game Pass. It was just $6.99, and you
Wait, you
got
mean
the
$6.99?
$6.99. You got all the car packs, you got all that kind of stuff. Boom, you already
Wobba.
got it. So
Wobba,
any
it's getting hard here.
Xbox first party studios, they do allow you to pay that little nugget to get whatever it is if you bought the physical version. But perfect example, MLB The Show 22, made by a certain company called Sony. Sony has decided, if you want, even though it is day and date, if you want the pre-order bonuses and all that kind of stuff, you got to buy the game.
Let's go!
There it is. Sony
Taking your
coming in from
kick-
downtown.
So, but
jerks.
I truly do believe in the future Sony's going to have to change that method, because as long as Xbox continues to do this, like perfect example, we all now know, people that love Call of Duty, the next Call of Duty game is going to be on Game Pass day and date. So you can either go over to Sony and pay the whatever crazy version, like with all the extra stuff for like $109, or you have it on Game Pass and you pay $12 and you get all the extra stuff. Or anytime there's anytime there's a season pass for a game like that, like Ubisoft Plus is about to be on Xbox. So you're just gonna get it. All the DLC comes. That's the way Ubisoft Plus works. All the DLC comes with it. So if you got a game that's on Game Pass, the DLC always comes with it. So like when Gears of War drops a new DLC, it's on Game Pass. You don't have to pay for the season pass. So that's an advantage that Microsoft has, but they only do it for their first party studio games. But there are other third party games where you can just pay that extra to have the maps that are on Game Pass. But the problem with that is, and this is what I will say, a problem with Game Pass, perfect example, Control just left Game Pass. What they will do is, if a game is going to leave Game Pass, that game goes on sale. So you're able to go into the store, like myself, who I haven't played Control yet, so I bought it for $13.99 because it's leaving Game Pass. I still hadn't got to it. I'm like, you know what? I will play this game. It's made by Remedy, like phenomenal studio. I want to play this game. They have the Alan Wake DLC, but for $13.99 I got the whole thing, DLC, everything. And that happens if the game's already on Game Pass. You can buy that game at a very discounted rate if it's a third party game.
I wonder if they're doing that to try to obviously influence people to buy it on PlayStation, because it's like, well, you don't want to feel like you're not getting. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, you feel like you're getting a bad deal on Xbox
I get it.
if you want this special edition, because it's like, well, I already have the game technically, and I can't just pay the extra $20-$30. But if I get on PlayStation, I get all the stuff. I don't know. It's a weird dynamic. I didn't even think of until I looked at this graphic, but
you do have that, and I'm very curious when they mention Spartacus and they have the tier. Is Sony going to do something like that? Where, perfect example, Ghost of Tsushima, loved the game, but when they do this thing, and they're doing it right now with Uncharted, this $10 thing, Like Xbox has smart delivery. That's not even a conversation. It's just you get the new version. Like I'm excited the fact that Activision Blizzard now is part of Xbox because and Pez, you know this too now what's about to happen. We're about to get a glow up of all those awesome games. You're about to get World at War is about to get 120 frames per second and a 4K upgrade.
I didn't even think
Because
about
that's what Xbox does. Their games get upgraded. If it's an Xbox studio, they'll go in and they'll give it a whole shine. It's what they do. And they don't ask, they just do it. It's amazing. And I really hope that Sony goes back and does the same. Like PlayStation 3, Sony was and PlayStation 4, Sony rocked. But near the end of PlayStation 4, Sony didn't rock. They didn't. They started nickel and diming us. When PlayStation 3, when they were losing at the beginning and Xbox 360 was just here and PlayStation 3 was like, okay, you know what? Let's start giving them everything they wanted. Let's give the gamers what they want. And then they started getting back up there and then they were like, you know what? We got them. Let's Nintendo these suckers. And it just didn't work out for them.
I'd be interested to see if this is included in Spartacus or whatever because it's such a big deal. And I will say I
think Pez is right.
I don't play the show, but I would pay an extra $20 on top of it, like for the free stuff or for the extra stuff.
Right. That's smart. That's super smart. But then you have Sony coming in on the other hand, like Court said, where that's the devil's advocate, right? Is where you have Sony coming in and saying, no, if you want the goods, you got to buy the game. Like, do you guys think that as we move into this next year or 2 or 3, that it is just going to be Game Pass, Spartacus, and their consoles?
Yes.
And there will be no more hard copy games.
There will be, but it won't be as the thing it is. Digital's coming. It happened in the music industry. It's going to happen in video games. Let's just be real here.
Yeah.
And look how good streaming is. I just watched a video about it. Buying Blu-rays and streaming on Netflix is almost the same thing. The only thing you're losing now, it is not. If you see all these people like the picture quality, it's not the picture quality you're losing. As long as your internet's good, you're actually losing the sound quality. That's all you're losing now, and it's almost the same.
Yeah.
So it's like it used to be like 5 megabits per second that it was coming through at, like as the stream was, and that's what you were getting. And the Blu-ray DVD was like 100. Well, now you're getting 100 on your stream. So digital future is coming. It sucks for someone like I don't collect physical. I collect toys though. Let's be real here. But I know Waba collects physical. I know Pez likes his physical. Do you, Lime?
Nope. Don't have anything physical. Everything I watch Netflix and I did download my games. Like that's it. I don't, but I used to collect tons of movies. Like I have tons and tons and tons of movies, hard copy movies. But just like you're saying, it's on its way out, right? Like why go to the store when it's right there?
So to you guys, why do you like Pez? Why do you like the physical?
2 reasons. One, all right, I'm gonna split up movies and then I'll split up games. Quickly with movies, you own that movie. So like unlike Netflix, right? If I want to watch Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, which is a fantastic movie, by the way. If that is off Netflix and I can't stream it anywhere, I can't watch it. If I own it on Blu-ray, I can watch it anytime I want. With games, it's different for me. We talked about it last week. I'm cheap, and when it comes to physical media, you can get it a lot cheaper than you can digital media, right? And I talked about my PS5 when I got my PS5 at Best Buy. My original PS5 was the digital one, and I didn't want it, but I bought it because beggars can't be choosers at that point. So the first game I got for it was Miles Morales. Miles Morales physically at the Best Buy was $30. Digitally, I paid full price. So I'm just someone who, I like having, I don't mind having the boxes. They don't bother me, but I'm cheap. And then B, I like taking my media once I'm done with it. And I go on Reddit and I go to a subreddit called GameSwap and I'll talk to other gamers and I will literally swap out. Like I have Metroid Dread. I played it. I hated it. I'm swapping it to somebody.
Hold on. That's a Nintendo game. That's impossible.
No, I don't like Metroid. And I'm sending it to someone and they're sending me SMT5.
That's cool.
Oh, sorry. That's good value. Good job. You actually won.
And guess what, Waba? It's the Steelbook edition.
No, you won that trade. That Metroid's worth about 35 to 40 right now. You win.
But I mean, for me, so it does two things. A, again, I'm cheap. I'm not. I will never say I'm not cheap. I'm super fucking cheap. Oop, super cheap. And then
Gamer
B,
word.
and then B, it allows me to swap physical media because I'm cheap, right? So now I take a game I don't like, swap it out for a game I might like, and then we go from there.
So, question for your physicals, because Waba, it's well known your obsession with collecting. Online only, more games and more and more and more games are relying on servers.
Yes.
So, regardless whether you own the physical copy or not, you don't get to play the game forever. Now, does that bother you? Because think about a game, perfect example would be Grand Theft Auto. Believe it or not, the last one, Grand Theft Auto 5, it has to be online to be hooked up. Like if the servers go down, even if you have the disc, that game don't work.
It's so dumb.
Think about it.
That will always bother me, not only just from a physical standpoint, but also just from like if a fan base is gonna invest their time and money into your game, you should make even if the game even if it's dying and the concurrent player base goes down, you should, if it's not hurting your bottom line, you should be able to run one server to run this whatever.
Now, it's funny you said that.
Yeah.
I was leading you. Phil Spencer said that's what they're doing with any Xbox first party studio. That game, regardless, will always be playable because he's all about game preservation. So that game, regardless whether it's online, will always be playable.
See, that's sick. And I bought a game online to play Devil's Advocate with hard copy not being available forever. I bought Gang Beasts on PlayStation 4. And
That's on Game Pass, by the way.
Yeah, I went to play it, and there's no servers on console.
Yeah. So I mean,
so you can buy the game in store, download it, load it up, and you can't play because there's no servers.
You just got bamboozled. That's what we call
Hard.
that.
I also subscribe to the WABA school of thought of supporting, especially when it comes to indie developers. Like I will buy indie developer special editions to support them because I believe in indie developers and indie games and that they're incredibly important to and I don't open them. I leave them packaged. I just believe in supporting good like I have my Scott Pilgrim one, I have my Death's Door one coming. Like I believe in supporting good indie developers. Thank you.
Good job, Pez. Very noble.
Yes. What can I say? Again, I'm cheap, dude. That's where all this stems from is I am cheap. And
I don't understand why the price difference. Let me put this right. I understand. Like I understand that like Best Buy is gonna and Sony, they're different companies, but like it seems silly when you see like these like Black Friday ads come out and it's like, hey, buy our disc, buy our plastic and CDs for, $20. Oh, but we're gonna sell them to you for $45, and that's with a $15 discount on PlayStation.
It's because the store wants to get rid of it. That's why.
But hold on. Also, did you guys you go down the YouTube rabbit hole of physical versus digital, and you're gonna love this too, Lime. Do you know most of the games that you're buying that disc, all it does is download it from the store?
Yes.
And if that store isn't up and the game isn't there, that game won't work in the future, regardless.
Yep.
Even if it's not an online only game. Perfect example, Halo Infinite. There's nothing on that disc. You just get the game. There's nothing on the disc.
I mean,
even the Steelbook edition doesn't even have a disc with it. It's just a Steelbook.
I was gonna say there are games you can buy that when you open it, and I think of Fallout 76. You open it and it's just a plastic, not even, it's a paper. It's like a cardboard disc that says, "Here's your game code." But again,
Call of Duty Black Ops, I had to use it to download the permission from the store to.
See, that just goes back to what I said, 5 minutes ago, and we're 1, 2, 3 years from now. No plastic, no disc. No. You're already saying it right there. Like my mind is blown. I just asked you guys if you think that's gonna happen, and it's already happening. Like
and think about it. If we're looking at the future and we want to be environmentally friendly, the digital future makes more sense.
True.
It does.
NFTs are bad. Digital good.
Yeah, NFTs nonsense. But give me a disc.
But for me,
I think they're going away. I truly do.
But for me, right, and again, cheap guy over here. If I can buy a physical version of Fallout 4 for $40 and it comes with a downloadable game code, or I can just buy the digital version for $60 I'll save the $20.
Or I got you one better. For $1.99 a month, you can get Game Pass, and you can get the digital version for $1.99 plus all the other games.
$1.99.
Interrate, so they're in the U.S. We don't get the deal out here, but there's a Game Pass is extremely a good deal in the United States.
You mean that paper I threw away with my Xbox Series X with that code on it was worth money?
It would have paid for your Xbox in Canadian money. Could have sold that on the black market.
But like, you know, there are games. I mean, I do see the benefit of digital because like there are games on my Switch, right, where it's like I don't feel like switching out the carts. I'm just gonna buy a few digital games and just go between them. Like I get it.
I better have Lime on Xbox.
And there's some you can't find. Like you cannot find a physical version of Gravity Rush for the most part. For like Vita or
I had to buy a
PlayStation.
physical version of Batman Arkham Origins because there is no digital version.
It's-
And I'm
makes
so
no
excited to
sense.
play it on my Xbox Series X.
Well, and see that's
Try do that on your PlayStation 5 there, Waba. Play a PlayStation 3 game. See if it works.
I don't want to. I played them already.
Well, there's
That
always
liar. All the guy does is play back-to-back games.
there's always the inverse of this, right? Is that like games can get taken off the store. Like I think of Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2. Oh, and the first one actually, the first one and the second one were taken off the
Marvel
store.
versus Capcom.
Lime, you played a lot of Forza, eh, buddy? Jeez.
You want to know what's funny? Is that was in like 3 days.
Jesus.
Yeah, I got
an obsession.
No, well, I don't get very many days off. So like usually I do 14 casts from Sunday to Friday. So I get Saturdays off. So on Saturdays I just do what I want to do. And if that's
I love you, Lime, and you're not even lying. Lime said that he barely plays any games. He only plays a couple. Okay, so he just said that he primarily games on the Xbox. He plays Fortnite, NHL 22, Halo Infinite, NHL 21, Forza, Call of Duty, Rocket League. That's
That
it, boys.
But he plays a lot of it.
But I like that's what I mean is that like I don't have the time to dive in as much as I'd like to. Like I would love to, but right now like I got something else on the go that I'm trying to build. So you know the games can
you're rocking
sit
and
till a
rolling,
little
buddy.
later. So you know I would love to like I just the idea of Game Pass and them coming out with like a Netflix type deal for games is just so great. Like I love that. I love it for the future gamers. I love it for people like my son, you know, who can't speak and who's going to be able to, you know, go through what he likes and figure it out himself. And like that
Not
is
only that,
so amazing.
We just did an episode on this, Lime, on Xbox A. We had Marcus come on our show. He's got glaucoma, and he was talking about how he uses Xbox based on accessibility.
Yeah.
So he switched over from PlayStation to Xbox, and Xbox has an accessibility program. They have a controller, an accessibility controller for kids that can't just use the normal controller. They even in their store have accessibility slides so that you can see which games have accessibility and what the features are.
Yeah, I work with very closely with American Special Hockey Association, and we do a esports tournament every year. So I do know about all that type of stuff. I actually got together with every Saturday morning. We'd get together with a group of kids that so on and so forth.
Yep.
And you know, we would get together every morning and teach them how to play Chell for 2 hours, and then we did a huge tournament where me and Nasher casted it, and it was on the Washington Capitals Twitch. We raised $70,000. It was amazing.
Congrats.
Amazing. And yeah, that's what I love about Xbox is that you know they're and having a son with a major disability. It's just so huge for me that it goes in that direction because you know there's going to be a lot of people coming up that are in that area. So you know if
These games are for everyone, and they should
that's
be.
it, dude. Yeah, just so exactly right. You know, and nobody should have to sit back and not enjoy it. So it's just I commend Xbox immensely for what they're doing for sure.
Wow. All right. As always, we almost cry, but that's fine.
It could not have been better said.
It's always me, man. I always do this. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Well, no,
all right.
last time my grandma died, so let's be real here. Not to
Yeah,
stink up the end of the show, but
Why am I
and
crying in the club right now?
Court drank half a bottle of scotch.
It's
Just
true.
is what it is.
It's true.
Court was
Hey,
it. You handled yourself well.
I wouldn't have done it with anybody else, all right? It was,
Yeah. It was awesome. It's a moment.
Hey, that's it, man.
So I think that's a good place to end for today. We got to hear.
I'm sorry, I gotta laugh.
No, it's fine. I mean, I was talking more about the Lime Feel
No, I
Good
know, but it's just-
$70,000 donation.
No, it's amazing.
goal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do work. But folks, thank you so much for joining us today. Big thank you as always, Court, Pez, and also our special guest King Lime, once again for enduring us for an hour.
I love you guys.
Lime, if people want to hang out with you, where can they find you?
Yeah, you can find me at twitch.tv/It's King Lime with a Y. It's King Lime on Twitter. And then if you poke around the Anaheim Ducks Twitch and the Washington Capitals Twitch, Sports Gamer Twitch, you might see me once in a while as well.
The fact that the Canucks haven't picked you up is embarrassing at this point.
They emailed me, but they're not looking to get into NHL esports at this time. They
But-
reached
but-
out
well,
to me without a contact
hey,
for it. Yes, they did.
I-
They emailed
Oh no,
me,
I'm gonna
bro.
drop one here. They're not looking into get into NHL hockey either. So what's the difference?
Yeah, Lime, they can't afford you. They spent it all. Never mind.
Well, as a son of an alum, I'm gonna get
You
killed
can,
on
you can
that
make
one.
that joke. You can
Yeah, I
make
can make that joke.
I think you're allowed to make that joke, to be
Yeah.
honest. And I watched Chara lift the cup in front of me, so I think we're safe.
Wow.
True.
I miss those days. If you again, folks, if you had fun, please make sure to follow us. We are actually 2 subscribers away from 100, so we get a sweet vanity link.
Yeah, 48
on
hours.
YouTube.
You have to stay 48 hours. 72 hours at 100. Just
All right.
So get your dog, your grandma, your neighbor, if they have a YouTube account, have them sub. Also,
we're
next
getting there with
week-
these live shows. It's working.
We are.
We are.
And next week we're going to be doing a very special giveaway,
Yes.
courtesy of Xbox Canada. And if you want to stay up to date on
And
that,
two giveaways. Xbox
Court, what are the
Canada.
giveaways?
And Pez will be doing a special stream. And during that stream, Pez will be giving away the game that he's playing on PS5.
True.
What
So
game
you
are you
guys-
playing, Pez?
I will
Guys,
be
what's
Win Mortal
doing
Kombat.
on twitch.tv/Pizel56X. I will be playing, courtesy of our friend from Outright Games, Peppa freaking Pig.
And giving
Love it.
away Peppa Pig on
And giving
the
away a
stream.
code. So, you want to come hang out? Maybe have some bacon snacks. Maybe play some Peppa Pig.
Don't have bacon with the
be-
pepper.
We'll be.
Can I jump in muddy puddles? That's all.
You
I'm-
got it.
You
We'll
can
be-
actually.
We'll be
I would-
stomping through the
honestly,
muddy puddles.
I gotta
I'm
be
gonna-
there to win it for Easton. I gotta try.
You got it. You got it. So twitch.tv/Pizel56X. Come hang out. We'll be doing a no salt Sunday because we don't get salty on Sundays.
We get even.
We don't get salty. We get, I don't know.
And Court, do we
Moving
want to
on.
share? Do we want to share our second giveaway that's going to happen next episode?
Sure.
All right, go on
We're
ahead.
going
Tell
to be
us-
giving
tell
away
the folks about it.
A 12-month subscription to Game Pass Ultimate.
Nani. That's
Courtesy of our
12
friends
months.
at Xbox Canada.
So you're
Ultimate.
saying
That
12
mean-
months? That's like a $2,000 Canadian value.
One would say
that's
full
that's
trip around the sun.
$190.
North, right?
It's $190
That's big
Yeah.
though.
Canadian.
That's huge.
And
So if you
the big thing about that is that it stacks. So if you do not need to be a new
Yep.
subscriber. As I said on my Twitch channel when I gave one away, if you have a re-up in March, you get this, you pop it in. You're not paying again until March 2023.
and doesn't it also apply to the PC as well?
Yeah, so
PC,
Game
yeah.
Pass Ultimate, you get to play on not just the PC. This is Game Pass we're talking about. You can play on your phone, your tablet, your PC, anywhere that you have a screen.
Yep.
So you want to be here. We're gonna give it away during the episode. So
We
make
sure
sure
are.
you're here. We don't have a vanity link that I can drop, but look up 3 Dads on a Console. We're gonna get that extra too. Hopefully by the end of next week we'll be able to be like, oh, youtube.com/3 Dads on a Console. But please check it out. We got some good giveaways coming up. Courtesy of people who are very, very kind to us. Thank you for coming. Again, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and we'll see you in the next episode.
And go follow
everyone.
King Lion.